Hello, bit of a test this one again. Looks like I cocked up with something along the lines with the sync on the sound last time. Anyway, this should be better. Special thank you to Gary for pointing me towards Handbrake, which seems to be a lifesaver for me. I'm trying this one up in quality, and I think Handbrake should be able to bring it down in size enough that it'll be very handleable. So, good. Comments have been quite jaunty today, haven't they? It's been kind of like an open day at the Mystic shop. This video I thought I'd make on one comment which got round to something along the lines of you and the friends who you obviously really want to make or are missing or something. And I thought I could drift into something a bit clever with using that as a springboard, just as information. I don't want friends. I don't pine for friends. As an example, I have had thoughts about what would I do if Mrs. Mystic died? What would I do with my life alone? And it would be something along the lines of, my dream would be to base my life here and just go off camping on my own and look at people, look at things, take photographs, and just come back and be on my own, because that's what I like. And I'm fortunate in that. There must be people out there that want friends that can't make them. Now that is an unfortunate sort of position to be in, surely. And what I'd like you to ask yourself is, how do you think a person such as that, who, you know, you maybe even know some of them, that really want friends but just can't seem to make them, or if they have them they can't hold them for long because something happens and it screws up. What I would suggest in this video is that they need some what we'd call external input to teach them where they're going wrong. Their internal inputs, their genetics and what they'd learned up to date, aren't enough for them to do what they want to do, which is to have friends. And what they need is more external input, good solid advice, maybe from a friend or a professional counsellor, to change their brains into working in a way that they will get their desire, which is having friends. And this is I'm not saying it's deterministic, because I don't like that word and I don't like the whole concept, but it just shows what a brain is. It is what it is. It's been programmed to up to date, and if it's that sort of person, it's been programmed badly for what it wants to do, and it needs new external inputs put into it to stir it round a bit, to change it so it can become what it wants to be. And that is what life is. Having a brain that has been caused by everything in your life up to now will do what it does. My brain up to now has caused a situation where I am happy not having friends and project a future where I'll still be happy not having friends. But for some unfortunate people, they want friends and can't have them, and then they need the external input to change their brains into working in a way which will make them happy, get them what they want out of life. It's just an easy example of brains in action. And I haven't got much battery left on the camera, so I'll leave it there and post this evening. Thanks for the comments. I've enjoyed it today, but I'm not, always try it, but I'm not always quite into comments on YouTube, because I'll tell you what people do. They know what they want to say when they're writing their comment. But I don't know what they're trying to say or want to say. When you're trying to explain something to somebody who's coming, and you're coming out of the dark, as it were, you've really got to put an awful lot of explanation in. And then that leads to long comments. And I've found that people make long comments, get themselves lost in their long comment. They're not used to making long comments or making statements that make sense over more than a Twitter length, and they get themselves lost. So I'm not too keen on YouTube comments, because you lot aren't very good at it. Short little comments where everyone knows what they're talking about. Lovely, isn't it? I mean, we can deal with that. But when it does get to tricky, comments aren't very good. And I'll ask, while I'm on here and the battery's holding up, in comments and videos, do people do video replies anymore? I don't know about YouTube. I don't see them as video replies. In normal conversation, if you're discussing something with somebody face to face, and you have a kind of a, no, it's not that, you kind of change your intonation from, no, it's not that, which is grumpy, into, oh, no, it's not that. You put an intonation on it, and you can't do that in a comment. And what people do in real life, talking to each other also, is they put their, no, it's not that, into a question, something along the lines of, well, don't you think it's not that? Or, it's put in as a question. And people seem to miss out on this in YouTube comments, that because you can't do the intonation, it's a very nice way of getting things across if you make your comment as a question to the YouTube maker, me or whoever it might be, and the YouTube maker loves to see questions. Everyone likes a question, even if it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a negative. It is really stressing a disagreement. But if you can put it in the form of a question, it often comes across as a much softer, nicer way of doing things. Just a tip if you want to not get me shit on you. Bye.